Hey guys, this is Park Plus Ultra here, and this is my new What If Asta had Jack o' Valentine's magic. Happy Halloween! And I hope you like this video. I was going to do a guilty gear for Asta. I mean, the first one was Bakken, but that was for Deku. We come across a timeline that was set in the year 2180. Technology and magic have been fused into a new era of technical advances. Everybody can use magic and combine it with their technology, but with great ingenuity with mix of magic. Humanity has always blamed the monsters. We come to a place that is high from any building, a tech corp that is resided on bending the world, every nation, to the US, Russia, any continent on Earth. The person that they call that man was creating a perfect being to combat with any being that stands in its way, to rule under his foot, to take control over beings that need be civilized or eradicated. They call her Justice. And when that man finished her, then we have a person knocking on the door, and that man, so you're here, aren't ya, soul Badguy? And then punches through the door with a awesome slide while riding on the door and crashing on the floor, sliding through. Well, it's nice seeing ya, that man. I thought you were left to die, or in court, or any prison that can hold you. And Soul Badguy says, please, what you done? I'm here to take that bounty on you. And that man says, well, you have to go through your old wife. And Soul says, so you use her soul to make this thing. I'll make sure to get her back. And that man says, oh no. She's no more of your original wife's memories. Now she is Justice. Well, hope you're ready, because I'm going to get rid of that piece by piece. Soul and Justice fought in a battle, and Soul was getting pushed back. Well, Justice is really quite fitting to this thing. And that man says, as thought, I think I found a perfect equal for you. And Soul Badguy says, perfect? Please. The malfunctions on that thing can't even hold a candle to my power. And that man says, did you really think that's all I can do? And Justice uses her range attacks using a solar flare, and Soul Badguy dodges with just one neck moved. So you use a sun-like particles that are solar flares, huh? Did you really think that'll work? I seen through that every day. And Justice then fires 10 times more destructive firepower, and Soul then dodges all the fire from those solar flares. This is just getting annoying. Then Justice goes for a one foul swing to end it all, and then Soul says, sorry, but I have to take her back. And then Soul then says, "Oh, guns blazing!" and throws a massive punch and says, "Well, sorry about this," and destroying Justice with a fiery inferno, making Justice's mechanic qualities gone. And that man says, "You're so infuriating, Soul." And Soul Badguy says, "Now, how do I?" And that man says, "Figure out yourself. You won't get her consciousness that easily," including that one. And Soul Badguy says, "What did you say, asshole? I'll be getting you back in a walking corpse." That man then disappears. "Yeah, you run, you big ugly son of a bitch." Alright. Soul Badguy then looks at Justice, and then here's a self-destruct around the tower. "Well, better do it quick." And Soul Badguy grabs Justice and carries her out of the building. And then Soul Badguy reaches out his weapon and says, "Piece of shit place anyway." His junkyard dog, and lights it on fire and shoots, creating a fire beam around and destroying the building. Well, now I got to deal with this. And Soul Badguy takes Justice's consciousness to figure out the Jacko bots, and then creates one, a mirror of his wife. And Soul Badguy says, "This is going to be hell, what?" And grabs and gets all the data into the new Jacko bot. Her consciousness switches into her cyborg self, and then power lit on. Her eyes were green, and then Soul Badguy says, "I missed ya." And then when he said that, Jacko goes into attack mode against Soul Badguy, and Jacko says, "Who are you? Where am I? Where's my master?" "Relax, he left you for dead." Oh. And then Soul Badguy says, "Relax, you've been in a conscious state. I just made your memories aren't being developed yet, but I think they're already in there. Just gotta take time." And Jacko says, Soul Badguy? There we go. "So, anything else? You were, a colleague?" And Soul Badguy says, "Close enough. Anything you remember?" And then Jacko says, What are you making a point? I don't really remember that much." And Soul Badguy says, "No, that's something. Oh, asshole really starts to trigger my engines." And Jacko says, It's nothing." Then Jacko then remembers a data. "Oh, I think I got a data." "What is it?" "It is, a digital sun." "What?" "I believe it was mine." And then Soul Badguy says, "He did it! Oh, that asshole!" And goes into coding it, seeing the consciousness, but consciousness failed. Soul Badguy then cracks his knuckles, and that man put my son in there? Your son? Huh? Then Jacko is confused. Never mind. I'm just hoping it's fine. But when he says that, another consciousness goes into another bot, a cyber, and a similar case with Jacko, but with a much more in the junkyard, there was a cyberized humanoid-like body, which had white hair and green eyes, and was shut off. But when he was about to open his eyes, he then warped into a different reality, and then says, my, such a waste. I was hoping that he would have destroyed it in this timeline. Oh well. And then the new cyberized being in a different universe. And she says, this is just how things roll. I want him to find out where you are. So, your new name is Asta. And putting a note on the baby crate. And she says, let's see if this universe will care about you. I know, would just forget you. And then she hears the mysterious being says, crap, Axel's about to come. And then the person called Axel warps and says, I know, where are ya? You need to stop this. This isn't how it should be. You need to stop it. And I know says, looks like his time jumping of multiverse still works. Well, it won't find me this quickly. And then she goes back to the same time multiverse. And Axel then looks around. Damn it! She's gone back to where she's gone. What is she trying to plan? And Axel sees the kid. Hello there. And then the kid opens his eyes and sees Axel. And Axel looks at the baby's hair and it reminds him of a certain person. Well, I think this calls for a little homage to a little friend of mine. Well, I had a friend named Badguy. Well, he's not really a friend, more like an associate. But he had a lover that was beside his side, and she gave him this mask. When I was in past, I grabbed one of her masks, and it somehow modified it. I guess it's special for you. Here, and giving the baby a gift, Asta, and Axel says, time to find Ino, and snap his time manipulation, and says, I'll come back next time. The church priest then hears lots of noise coming out of the door and opens it and sees Asta and Yuna in the church, and he sees the name Asta and Yuna, and he smiles and takes them in. About 6 years have gone by, and Asta was trying to think, why this mask? And says, what's the matter, Asta? Having problems? And Asta says, no, just trying to figure out something. And says, are you wondering who your parents are? And Asta says, yeah. And then says, it's fine. Still wondering what your magic is. And Asta says, I don't know. Then says, why don't do a little training? And then Asta says, I don't know logic, but no problem. And when doing the training, he gets knocked out by his wind. And Asta says, I'll get better. And says, sure, with a smile on his face. And then at the winter time, Asta was looking for and calling him out. But then he sees getting necklace taken from him. And Asta gets furious and says, "Hey, give him back with that. That's his." The thug says, "Sorry, kid. Mind your own business." And then shrugs him off. And Asta then, "Give it back to him. That's his." And the man says, "Beat it, kid." And then Asta says, "Give it back." Running towards, and energy comes from his hunch. And then spiritual energy emits from him. And then his mask comes on and says, "It's not yours." And punches the man and getting Yuno's necklace back, taking it to, and says, "Yuno, I got it back." Yuno seeing Asta beaten and brutal, and Yuno says, "What happened to you, Asta?" And Asta says, I got your necklace back from those jerks." And Yuno then says, "Thank you, Asta." And Asta says, "And also, I got my magic." And Yuno says, "That's great." And then Asta says, "I'll be the #1 Wizard King." And Yuno says, "No, I'll be Wizard King." "We'll see about that." Yes. And shaking their hands, and the winter has fallen down, snow going into the ground, while they go back to the church. And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you like this video, and I hope you subscribe. See you next time. Bless Ultra.